race of the season.
We're very thankful to be here, and we're looking forward to some great excitement. Once again, let me remind you, you got the top pro stock drivers and car owners and builders in the country right here competing at the Seekonk Speedway. You've got the super modified, you've got the sportsman division, the street stock, the Formula 4s, and of course the truck division. We thank you for coming sincerely, and now it is time to turn the mic over to a man who's been involved in a race all his life. It is the human race. Ladies and gentlemen, our good Father Harrison.
Almighty God, we thank you for this most beautiful day, and we ask your blessing upon the Seekonk Speedway, upon its administration and staff, all the drivers who will compete here this season, their families, and upon all the cars that will share in competition this year. Raise your right hand, good God, and send your angels to stand around us, watching over, guiding, and protecting us all, that we may experience a season safeguarded and protected in every possible way. May this place, this season, be blessed, because all who enter these gates are your sons and daughters who live in peace and harmony and love and good sportsmanship. We ask this blessing in your holy name. You are God, living now and forever. Amen.
Ninth on the field out of Fall River, Mass. in the Bob Longo Auto Sales, number 21 is Bob Longo, outside of Bob out of Warwick, Rhode Island. And the Bob Boswell and Sunroofing, number 19, is Richard Duffy. Howard Bishop starts 11th on the field in the Troy City. Ronnie Castro and Tom Furtado bringing him down. Now Rodriguez waves the green flag and we're underway. Castro a little bit of a jump, but that Volkswagen number 5 on the outside puts it through his faces. On the back straightaway out of 2, and we've got it. Tom Furtado takes the lead. Castro falls into second, the 08. Falls into third, Richard Cavallaro. Luongo on the inside, Castro sideways down the front straightaway. Gathers it back up, but he loses a lot of spots. Furtado opening an 8-car length on the back straightaway. Cavallaro and Luongo side by side for that second spot. That 15 of that Marino right there on the inside. And here comes the 03. Sideways on the front, on turn number 1 and 2. That's John Belmont. I'm not sure who that is on the outside. Both cars able to pull away.
Well, we're still on the green, and Tom Furtado in that 5 car is really screaming to an early lead.
Dave Banville taking, well, his sweet time in the back of the pack. And of course, if you got your program here at Seekonk Speedway, there's a great article about Dave Banville.
Well, that's down, Furtado still out front. Luongo getting a lot of pressure from Marino for that second spot. Marino tries the inside down the back stretch. Looks like he's got the line, but he's got to back off going into that corner. Furtado trying to hold on again. Marino on the inside, he's got it.
It's a great race going on for second place right now between the 21 and the 15. Luongo in that 21 car, just moving ahead now.
3 wide down the back straightaway. McCrone and Banville make a sandwich out of Howard Bishop in the 0-3. Banville letting off, going back to McCrone, takes up that 5th spot.
Kevin Paparino's looking good in that 15. He's challenging now.
This time by 2 laps to go. Looks like Marino's got a shot to the inside. Furtado high off the corner. And we've got a new leader with just 2 laps to go. Marino jumps out front. Furtado back to second. Luongo third. McCrone and Banville round out your top 5. Ray Perrin who started scratch to the inside of the Cavallero to take that 6th spot away. 1 lap to go. The 0-6 of Brian Vincent being lapped. He's not going to play it backwards. Furtado looked to the outside of Marino, but just no room there. And here comes Luongo on the inside down the back straightaway. Luongo with a good jump through 3 and 4. He may have it. It's going to be a good battle, but for the win, it's going to be Pat Marino.
Great job of Pat Marino.
Pat Marino taking down the first checkered flag of 1995 out of West Warwick, Rhode Island.
And I think he deserves a round of applause. And this is the sunny Sunday afternoon. We'll give you the lineup as we see it right now. In 16th position, the number 88 car of Kevin Casper. On the inside of Kevin, Belver's Auto Repair brings us from Rainin, number 27, Linda Henshaw. On the outside of the 7th row, from New Bedford, number 7, Russ Horsfall. On the inside of Russ, from Holbrook, number 85, Barry Shaw. On the outside of the 6th row, from Wareham, number 72, it's Mike Lobes. And on the inside of Mike from Westport, number 01, Billy Jalbert. In the 10th position, from Pawtucket, Rhode Island, number 59, is Jesse Plouffe. And in we've got the green. We're underway for our B race in the Formula 4 division, 8 laps. And on the outside is that number 8 car, Cheryl Doobie, trying to make her way. Being held off by Skip Potter in the 18, but up through the crowd. 51, Tom Duffy, who's starting in 3rd, takes an early lead. Tenuous one at that. Duffy now trying to get some space between himself and the number 18 car of Potter. Doobie dropping back in that 8 car. And the number 3 car now dropping back too. That's Howard Bishop. He's falling way off the field.
Well, look at Kevin Casper come through the pack quickly. Only a couple of laps in, he's already halfway through the field. He started scratch.
Certainly a veteran here, that number 88 car. Once again, your leader, 51, Tom Duffy, has got a lot of clean air between himself and the number 18 car of Skip Potter. Potter now being challenged on the inside, though. Is that 32, Russ Horsfall? In the red and yellow?
Yes, it is. Russ Harris.
4 laps to go. We are at a halfway mark. The 32 car is, well, we got Russ Harris. Started in 7th. A distant 2nd place right now. We got a little bit of action just before turn 2, bringing us our first caution flag of the season.
And that's the 9 of Scott Banville in the 93.
Yikes, the 72 car gets a little loose. Digging up the... Getting ready now. The green flag is down. We're back underway. Russ Harris in the 32, challenging Tom Duffy in that 51. And the 01 of Billy Jalbert, who came in from 11th position. Rounding out your top 3 with less than 4 laps to go in this RV Formula 4 race. Sideways into the infield on turn 3 is the number 73 car. Mark Langleis creeping his way back out. Not sure he'll have time to do it before the field comes around again. Tom Duffy Duffy hanging on to his lead. Russ Harris dropping back now in that 32 car. In the infield goes the 85, but he recovers. Barry Shaw back on the track. Things are very loose in the rear of the field with 2 laps to go. The race for third is on. The 01 car, Billy Jauber, being challenged right now on the inside of Kevin Casper, 88, who came up from the outside of the 8th row. And then up against the wall is the number 7 car, Russ Horsfall, out of contention as we're down to 1 lap. I love this division, Kevin. These people really run. They've got a lot of heart. It makes it some great racing. Small cars can go very wide. We're looking for the checker. We've got it, the 51, Tom Duffy. Followed by the 32 of Russ Harris. Congratulations, great job indeed. And the 88, it looked like, of Kevin Casper. It looked like he took third, coming all the way from the rear of the field.
Excellent, excellent run. That book.
Is this mine, or I think I have one?
I could give you that.
No, I have one.
Okay, that's really important. Also,
Coming out now onto the track is the third of 3 races
Al Robinson, I'll be doing that.
for the Formula 4s. On the pole out of Seekonk, Massachusetts, the engines by Benz. Number 25 is Eric Snow. Outside of Eric, out of Pawtucket, Rhode Island, number 44, the 3D rigging ride for Rob Doobie.
That, Mike. Yep.
okay.
Third on
Absolutely.
the field out of West Warwick, Rhode Island. In the Cap City, number 70 is Ethel Nato. Outside of Ethel, out of Seekonk, Mass, in the Bill Benz, number 82, former Formula 4 champion Doug Hansen.
Actually, one of the...
Fifth on the field out of Somerset, Mass, the Freetown Auto, number 41 is Kathy Oliveira. Outside of Kathy, out of Tiverton, Rhode Island, the Labels Consignment Shop, number 94 for Don Carrero. Seventh on the field out of Middleborough, Mass, the number 89 of Steve Fungelas. Outside of Steve, out of Somerset, Mass, and the number 87 is Jim Lawrence. 5 rows back on the inside out of Warwick, Rhode Island, in the Action Auto Parts. Bringing them down, looking for Al Rodriguez to drop the green. Here it is, and we're underway. Doobie with a good jump on the outside, but here comes Hansen for the 3rd spot, putting heavy pressure on Snow. 1, 2, 3 through 1 and 2. Doobie's got a little bit of smoke coming off that car. Looks like it's tire smoke, not sure. We're going to get a good look at that when it comes around.
Well, certainly, Kevin, he's vulnerable now because he's losing position quickly.
Unfortunate break, they're going to throw in the black flag, and he's all done for the day. But Doug Hansen on the inside of Snow just blows right by, and out front he goes. Lawrence in that 87 running third. That's the defending championship car driven by Dave Vanville last year. Alamante is all the way up to 4th already after starting scratch on the field. Running out your top 5, the 11 car, Jim Silva. Slow car down the back straightaway, the 16, very slow through the corners, everybody trying to get by him.
Like
all around.
the 34 car also having trouble. Is that Steve Randall in that 34? I don't see him on the roster.
I believe it is.
Steve Randall in that 34 car, not having a very easy time of it right now.
This time by Doug Hansen, he's catching the halfway signal. Eric Snow still running second. Lawrence and Almonte battling for that 3rd spot. Almonte on the inside.
And Kevin, outside of your field of view, that 42 car got a little sideways in turn 4. He recovered but lost some positions.
Steve Mangel in that 89, very slow. She's got to stay to the high side to avoid the cars coming by. That is the slow lane, is the high lane. Looks like he's having some problems getting that thing back into gear. This time by, though, Doug Hansen takes the 2 to go signal. The 25 of Eric Snow still running second. Montes Lawrence, your top 4. Down the back straightaway, the 95 sideways, Eric Snow runs through the infield, and we got a car on the wall on the front straightaway, and we've got another caution on the field.
And the pack tries to make their way around.
Different feature events for these cars. Now Rodriguez gives him the green flag. Hansen with a big jump. Snow quickly falls in. Almonte and Lawrence battling for that 3rd spot. Side by side out of turn number 2. Looks like Almonte's got the jump on the outside, but Banville's still hanging on. White flag for Hansen. It looks like he's going to bring this all the way around from green to checker. Snow still running second, holding on Matthews on his bumper for that spot.
And out of the field goes the 16 car.
This time by, it's going to be Doug Hansen taking the win second. It's going to be a close one, but Eric Snow's going to edge out the 00 of Al Monte. Fourth, the 87 of Jim Lawrence, and rounding out the top 5, the 11 of Jim Silva. Excellent, excellent racing all the way through. Those are heat events. Later on this evening, they will be running a dash for cash for, I believe, the top.
And now come our street stocks for their first heat. Quite a different field this year, Kevin.
Different field. We've got a couple of new drivers. A couple of drivers have moved up to the Sportsman, and along with Matt Dewey moving up to the Pro Stocks. But these cars are very, very, don't want to say pretty, but I guess you can say they are. Colorful paint schemes.
Tell you what, they're looking better, and that's, I say that with sincerity, you know. Over the years, they've gone from, well, it is a grassroots position here at this, in a contention for race, as opposed to practice. We've got the green flag underway. Robbie Kohler looking for that early lead in his international sports car, number 4. The 59 car bringing on the outside, Joe Farrow. Field is bunched up except toward the middle and very loose. The 98 car recovers. That's John Greaves. He got extremely loose. And it doesn't look like Kevin, he still has it together yet.
No, that's his first time out of the car. Got limited practice last week because of motor trouble. Still trying to figure out that chassis. And the 93 car, he's into the pits. The problem, and his car's stuck at the pit entrance. Looks like we may have to go to caution as they can't get that car going. And Al Rodriguez drops the yellow flag.
We are under caution right here at Seekonk Speedway.
And that's John Bernard in the 93. Looks like we got some debris coming out of turn number.
Looking for a return to green, we've got the go. Robbie Kohler in the 4 car, once again trying to maintain his lead. The 59 of Joe Farrow now dropping back as they go single file down the back straight. Oh, it's Gene Weston. That's right in the 00, coming up high now, getting a little loose. Losing about a half car left, but trying to maintain it. Sean Sylvia in the 33 now, keeping Weston up high and out of the way. Halfway. 5 laps to go. Kohler, that number 4 now. Getting about a half car length ahead. Having a tough time keeping it though. Joe Farrow, that 59, the beer garb, fast, ready rooter, T&D Demolition Automobile. Really fighting hard. It's 1, 2, 3 as you see it, 1, 2, 3 as they started. Whoa! We got some contact outside of turn 1. Dave Petty Jr. in the 57 does the bump and grind there. He recovers, but his dance mate, the 26, drops back. Pete Fernandez, the 4th. And we're under yellow one more time because on the back straight we've got a spin out. Excuse me, at the souvenir stand, and it may get published. You get your questions answered. We're back under green. We'd love to hear from you. Again, Robbie Kohler in the number 4 car. 59 car of Joe Farrow with 2 laps to go. And again, Weston in the 00 trying to make his way on the outside. Sean Sylvia in the 33 dropping back off the pace just a bit as they go down deep. 1 lap to go. Kohler's been hanging on this entire race. From pole position to checkered flag. We'll see if he can maintain it with less than a quarter lap to go. We've got the checkered flag. It's Kohler. It's the 59 of Farrow. And Gene Weston looks like snuck in for third position in the 00 car. Rob? Here at Seekonk Speedway.
Okay, before we get to the lineup of the next race, we have a little special announcement by our head concession, not the head concessionaire, but she takes care of our programs. And Lisa, you have something to tell us?
Just to mention a couple of giveaways that we have through our program, if you turn to your Cisco's Performance page, which is your lucky page, if you find a cat sticker on that page, you become a lucky winner. And some of the prizes are Budweiser t-shirts and hats, courtesy of Seekonk Speedway. The Impossible Dream presents Medieval Fair Family Day. We have some tickets for that. We have some Red Sox tickets to Boston Red Sox. Richie's Restaurant and Lounge gift certificate. And some t-shirts and hats and a few other gifts.
Al Rodriguez looks him over through 3 and 4. They hit the line. Olszewski hits the gas, and they're underway. Laurel on the outside with a good jump. Looks like he may have the lead with it. Side by side through 1 and 2. Olszewski and Laurel for the top spot. Laurel, Motor down the back straightaway. He takes over the top spot. Arsenault on the outside, slideways through out of turn 4, and everybody comes up high. Looks like the 116's got a little bit of a pushing problem as he was unable to get that car straightened out off the 4th corner.
Tremendous excitement, though, as they came out of turn 4. That pack bunched up, but quickly recovered. But we got some body damage on the right front quarter of the 116. Down into the dirt. The 77 goes. He does not recover, and he's back into the infield. Bill Haas in that 77.
Gets the car going. He's back underway. We stay on the green. Tight race for the lead is Laurel and Rhoda. Rhoda gives him a little tap off the corner, lets him know he's there. Into 3 and 4. Rhoda trying to look for a groove on the low side, but nothing there. Cadero still runs third, the 34 fourth. Running out the top 5 is the number 30. Rhoda all over your leader, trying high, trying low. He just can't find a groove.
Rich Napier in the 76 decides to call it as he hits his car at the halfway point.
Rhoda looking for the high spot on the back stretch. Nothing there. Falls back in behind. Still nose to tail for the lead.
Wow, 116 is out of control. He recovers, but boy, it was a close call.
You can see him fighting the wheel all the way around the track.
He is having a tough time indeed.
Laurel still hanging on to that top spot. The 22 and 7, a little bit of contact there. Into turn number 3, both cars recovering.
And we got some debris on the track. On turn 4. High enough, though, and out of the way as we get down to 2 laps.
Rhoda still looking for a wave by Laurel. High and low, there's just nothing there. Laurel running a great groove.
And Tony Olszewski in that number 7. Having trouble getting started again with 1 lap to go.
Rhoda through 1 and 2, looking to the low line, nothing there. Down the back stretch, looking high, through 3 and 4. He's looking for a line, just can't find anything. And Ron Laurel's going to take the win. Pete Rhoda second. Third is going to look like Sparky Arsenault, the 43 of Joe Cadero. Fourth, the 46 of Robert Tundo, rounding out the top 5. It looks like Cadero's got a little bit of an engine problem, as you see a little bit of smoke.
That's why I always remember it. Okay. The Z is like, sounds like chef, I guess. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, while you're at the souvenir stand below us here at the tower, submitting your question of the week for the program, you can register for the Red Sox Express. WPRO AM 630 is giving away free transportation and tickets to the Boston Red Sox. Register downstairs right here in the souvenir stand. Good luck to you from all of us here at Seekonk Speedway.
Can I submit a question of the week?
You can, Kevin.
Where's Waldo?
Waldo, the mystery driver. No one's quite sure. Green now. This is our 3rd Street Stockade. If you're keeping track, we are underway. Al Clemens in that orange number 72. really hammers it, but not enough to keep Russ Tatro away in that beautifully painted number 62 automobile. Clemens dropping back now as Tatro's doing a fine job leading the pack. On the outside, a race for third position as he gets bumped around quite a bit. It's the number 25 car of Dave Furtado, losing a place or two. As Keith Moreau in the 38 now, making his way into second. Clemens dropping way off the pace. So it's Tatro, the 62-year leader. Keith Moreau in the 38 car. Mobile Car Care, TCI Press, Digital Playback, Sal Popolo Racing Engines. All his sponsors. Rusty Bryant in the 08 in third, came up from the inside of the third row. There you have it, 1, 2, 3. Dave Furtado in fourth, maintaining his position where he started in this race. Five laps to go. We are at the halfway point. Back and forth, Moreau in the 38, Tatro in the 62. Fighting it out for the lead in this third heat.
Morrow with a good jump off the corner, jumps out front.
Great job indeed, Kevin. He really did well there.
Bryant and Furtado following through on the inside and get by Tatro. He's hung out on the outside.
Tatro is really off the pace now in that 62 car. Fighting to maintain any position he can as we get a loose car up in turn 1, the 19 automobile. John Fletcher. Out of Marlboro, Mass.
Morrow, that's a brand new car he built over the winter just for this year, and it looks like that car is a gem as he leads these cars around with just 2 laps to go.
And the 08 car now really making some progress. Rusty Bryant in that 08 car challenging Morrow on the outside, trying to get around slow traffic. Alan Correa in that 03 being lapped by the field. Looking for the checker flag, it's the 38, Keith Morrow. Cox Communications, Mobile Car Care, TCI Press, Digital Playback, and Sal Popolo Racing Engines bring him to the 1996 season.
Is ending up in the infield.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, for safety's sake, please pay attention to all the security rules. Stay away from the fence at all times. A reminder, only 6-pack sized coolers will be allowed during any event here at Seekonk Speedway, and no coolers at all allowed on derby shows July 7th and September 1st. We appreciate your consideration of all your fellow race fans and the staff and management here at Seekonk.
To bring him around for the green flag. Green flag is out of running away. Belcher getting a bit of a jump. Putnam with some problems on the outside, falling back just a bit. Billy Clock right behind him. But here comes Ray Sulia from that third position to the outside of Belcher through 1 and through 3 and 4. And we've got a battle for the lead already. Billy Clock right there. Ken Casper back in 5th. Robin Sloan sitting right there in 6th. But out front it's Zulia with heavy pressure on Bernie Belcher. Billy Clark just waiting for an opening. Kenny Casper to the inside of Putnam for that 4th spot.
Robin Sloan raced last year.
Belcher with some problems off the second corner as he drops way off the pace. And Zulia takes over the lead. Billy Clark, Kenny Casper right there, your top 3. Belcher drops back to 4th. Putnam in 5th. Clark to the inside of Zulia, down the back straightaway, side by side. We got it again. Zulia battling for the lead. Clark got a wide opening on the inside. Here comes Kenny Casper. Halfway, it's a dead heat. Clark gets the advantage on the inside. Kenny Casper sees an opening. He jumps into that second spot, but Zulia not giving up without a fight. As he holds on to the outside of Casper. Clark sideways off the corner. And here comes Zulia to the outside. Clark has it back up. They're still racing. side by side again. Clark sideways off the corner, and that gives Soulier the sole possession of the lead. Casper into second. We got 2 laps to go. Belcher stood on the fourth. Heavy pressure to the inside is Robin Sloan as she moves up to the 4th spot. She's had some problems the last couple of weeks, but she looks like she's got those all straightened out. White flag is out. Soulier and Clark goes around, and Casper just barely missing him. On the front straightaway, he spins to the infield, gets it going. We're still under green. And coming through 3 and 4, Ray Soulier is going to take the win. Second, Kenny Casper. Third is going to be Robin Sloan. Vernon Belcher fourth. Rounding out the top 5 is going to be Joe Putnam. Billy Clark will finish 6th. Unfortunate for him as he got loose off that 4th corner. Steve Dulac going to round out the finish 7th, and 8th is going to be the 63 of Mike Butts.
Fledgling with just a few entrants, and now their numbers are enormous. So it just goes to show that our race fans here at Seekonk Speedway know what they like, and they like the TD4s, and we appreciate you telling us that. Ready for now, our sportsman division. The first of 2 12-lap heats. Starting on the outside of the 6th row, our Lopes Landscaping from Taunton brings us number 86, Scott LaBelle. On the inside of Scott will be the 02 of Leroy Hudson. And we are underway. The green flag drops. Monroe, the 31 car, Ken Manford in the 15, Dean Petty in the 55. 1, 2, and 3s. They go single file, but not for long because the 57 of Petty tries to get underneath. It looked like a tap, hard to tell from our viewpoint, but nevertheless, we've got a wreck. Not a pretty sight for Jeff Goodrow in the 31 and Petty in the 57 against the wall.
This car doesn't want to get in the way. Green flag is out, though. We're back on the way to Manchester. Trying to get a jump. Dana Willis on the outside, right there.
Great job indeed. Look at Willis go in that 55 car. York Landscaping, Lincoln Rockers, Allied Auto Parts bringing him and his automobile to this track. The 95 car of Manchester with damage on the left front quarter. Falling back off the pace is Ed Gannon the 3rd, and the 8 car gets ahead of him. Up comes Bobby LeClaire in the 42, who started on the inside of the 5th row. As the field begins to open up, looking for clean air. 1, 2, and 3.
And LeClaire showing why he's the defending champion as he moves his way into 3rd spot. With Scott Estrella following right behind him.
Look at Leclerc go in that 42. Great job of racing. 45 car. Right behind him, knocking on the door, Scott Estrella. Huge gap now. We've got about a 5-car gap, and back on the on turn 3, up in smoke goes the 86 automobile, bringing us under another caution.
And it looks like he may have dumped a lot of fluid because Ed Gannon and Bobby LeClaire just spun, and you can see out of the back of the car a lot of fluid is dropped onto the speed.
No, we're going to go for it. We are ready. We've got the green. Al Rodriguez gives it the go. Dana Willis in that 55, who started on the inside of the 3rd row. Way out ahead now. Bobby LeClaire, who started in 9th position. A whole lot of body damage already early on for that 42 car. Scott Estrella in the 45, round out your top 3. Glenn Young started in 7th, down at the bottom of the pack right now in the 99 car. And sideways, it's very slippery out there. A lot of pressure on Glenn Young's brakes, but he manages to avoid Dean Petty in that 57 as Petty got sideways. You know, when they go high on that. Looking for a restart, we've got it. Glenn Young in the 99, way off the pace there. But underway. We've got green, and it's the 55 of Dana Willis once again in the lead. 42, Bobby LeClaire trying to take his place, but Scott Estrella in the 45 is edging him out. Estrella in the 45 forcing LeClaire up high and away, and now LeClaire drops back as they go single file, 1, 2, 3. But underneath Leclerc now is the 8 car threatening. Ed Gannon the third, knocking on the door, if you will. All the drivers trying to stay down low. We've got, it looks like a blown motor in the 96. Immediately we got a caution flag.
A lot of smoke out of that automobile nobody can see. Smart move, pulling that car directly into the infield is not to get any fluid, possible fluid, on the front straightaway end. That corner is just directly blocked by smoke.
And boy, oh boy, that 96 automobile just went up in smoke without any warning at all.
And we can't see a thing. I know it's the 96. Huh?
Does that smell like oil? That's blown up.
Yeah, we may just pull an oil line too. I mean,
Where am I looking? Is this
it's streets, 96.
Started on the inside of the 4th row. Back onto green. Interesting, one of Glenn Young's sponsors is a rock band, Winwood Hollow. Been around a long time. Billy Manchester in the 95 car, that yellow 95, getting a little slippery, but he recovers as the field opens up wider. Dana Willis in the 55 being challenged very seriously now by Scott Estrella in that 45. Estrella looking to get down underneath, forcing Willis up high, but cannot overpower him. Claire in the 42 trying to hold off. He is a big competitor, the number 8 car. Ed Gannon in the 3rd as we get down to 1 lap. 1 lap to go.
Estrella with a great move to the inside. Takes over. It looks like Dana Willis has a problem as he's slow going through turn
Tremendous job. You're right, Kevin. Here comes Estrella in the 45. Took advantage of some vulnerability. A great move indeed. Taking the checkered flag. Scott Estrella.
You know, Pete, you're sitting at home on a Tuesday night. I know you're a radio man yourself. And we have our own little radio show for the Seekonk Speedway faithful, hosted by Len Ellis. It's called Speed Talk. And that's on Tuesday nights from 6 to 7 on your 990 AM dial.
WALE. It was last year, and maybe the year before, on Wednesday evenings. It's moved to Tuesdays now, so mark that on your weekly calendar. 6 to 7 p.m., WALE. Len Ellis with Speed Talk.
And after the show, join us at Chris McGee.
Get it right.
Green flag is out, we're underway. Colvin and Vanessa. Down the front straightaway, Colvin sideways through the corner, gathers it back up. Everybody jumps on the brakes. But we stand to green, 3 wide through the corner. Vanessa, 1, and the 7 is Scully. Murray sticks his nose underneath. Vanessa drops way back in the field. Colvin showing the way.
Kevin, it looked like Paul Vanessa in that 9 car has been having some trouble keeping the reins, if you will.
The 71 sideways through the corner again.
New colors for Glenn Lawton this year in that 70 car.
Titus still sitting 3rd behind Colvin and Reed. 4th, Goodwood Cowan on the top 5. Steve Ribby in the number 18. Vanessa going all the way to the back of the pack. Tough break for him.
Goodwood Cowan in that 14 car is really where the race is at. 4th position.
Steve Ribby giving him all sorts of problems. Looking high, looking low. Letting him know he's at the 0-0 sideways out of turn 2. That's Mike Becker. Cohen, though, still holding on to Ribby, doing everything he can to let him know he's there. And Tom Scully just looking for an opening. This time by halfway, 6 laps down, 6 laps to go. Reed trying to catch the leader, Coleman. A little loose coming off the corner, gathers it back up. It looks like Coleman's got this race in here.
Yeah, nothing but wide open spaces between the 89 of Reed and the number 2 of Titus. The real race is for 3rd and 4th position. Keep your eye on the 14 car. Linwood Cohen as he tries to hold off Steve Ribby in the 18.
Seekonk started back in the 10th spot. He's looking to the outside of Glenn Lund for that 9th spot.
New colors for Tom Scully in the 7 car this year as well.
This time by 2 laps to go for Kenny Colvin. He showed the way from the green. He wants to finish it off. Reed. Running second, third, Dave Titus, Colvin, and Ribby. It's up 5. Looks like Cohen's opened up a little bit of a distance between him and Ribby. Oh, I'm trying the outside of Rob Murray.
And loose is the 22 car. The field doing a wonderful job of getting around him, but it brings us under caution. Scott Seekonk from Warwick in his TP Duramo, Cooper Automotive, Frank's Auto Top, Coffee Express, and Elwood Auto Service, all bringing him to the track, bringing us under caution.
Scott had high hopes for today. When he was out here practicing last bunch back up. Now Rodriguez looking him over. Colvin and Reed, your front 2. Green flag is out. They're underway. Colvin and Reed side by side down the front stretch. This is the break Reed was looking for. Can he take advantage? It looks like he can. Titus jumps in underneath. It looks like he's going to take that 2nd spot away from Reed. Colvin for the white flag. Good to go.
Titus making a little contact with Reed there in that 89 car. I'm wondering if Reed's having some handling problems because he looked like he got loose.
Anything's possible. Coming down out of turn 4 for the checkered flag. It's going to be Colvin, Reed, Titus, the 7, Scully, and rounding out the top 5.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the elite division at Seekonk Speedway, the Pro Stocks. Starting at the rear of the field, it'll be the number 04 of Steve Sanford. On the outside of the 6th row from Somerset, number 46, Vinny Anarumo. New number for Vinny. On the inside of Vinny, in the number 12 car, will be Bobby Pellin. Sponsored by PT Container and Al's Service Station. On the outside of the 5th row, number 66, Alan McClure. On the inside of Alan, number 16, Randy Burr. We are underway. We've got the green. Tony Dias and new colors for his Albert's number 22. Jimmy Kuhn in the 01 coming down hot and heavy on the inside, and on the outside of him, Ray Lee in the 33. He had himself a feature last year. It's wonderful to have the Pro Stocks running once again after this long winter here at Seekonk Speedway.
Rick Martin looks like he's getting a little restless. Nowhere to go. Jimmy Kuhn and Ray Lee side by side, and he just can't find room to get by either one of them.
Martin making things single file. 1, 2, 3 is Ray Lee now trying to get on the outside of the 01 of Jimmy Kuhn, but Lee's up high. Holding off the field.
Bobby Tripp going to the outside of Tex Barry on the back stretch, trying to find room. Looks like Ray Lee's got caught on the high side. He's pulling back just a bit.
Tex Barry in the 18 now, holding back the 88 of Bobby Tripp as Lee drops back into 5th position. Approaching the back straight, single file. It's Tony Dias, Jimmy Kuhn, and Rick Martin in the 94 car. Tex Barry in the 18, challenging Martin now down on the inside at the halfway point.
Martin on the high side. Looks like he doesn't like it up there. That guy got extremely loose off in the 12th corner.
Tony Dias in the 22 now. With no real challenges as Kuhn has dropped back. And we're got a loose automobile, the number 40 car, Wayne Dion, with a brand new car for him this year. A little different color, too. The green, Al Rodriguez gives it the okay. Tony Dias in the 22 has got a great jump. And boy, I'll tell you, Kevin, what a great sound as they roar past us here at the tower.
That is a great sound. Looks like the 12 of Bobby Pellin's got a little bit of problem. He slows down the back straightaway and gets it back together as Alan McClure gets back. And Wayne Dion goes to the high side.
Dias being challenged on the inside by the 94 car, Martin, and on the outside by the 01 of Kuhn. Jimmy Kuhn now dropping a bit off the pace.
That's exactly what Rick Martin was looking for. He and Tony Dias have battled many times over the years, and this is no exception.
No question about it, short track racing, you've got to be on the inside. With such a level playing field, now Martin is really challenging the 22 car of Tony Dias.
Anarumo staying at the bottom. He's up to the 4th spot. He's battling Jimmy Kuhn. Looks like Kuhn has got some panther problems on that 01 Mustang as he drops back to the 5th spot.
Vinny Anarumo in the 46 started in the outside of the 6th row, 12th position as we get down to 2 laps. And look at Rick Martin go. Martin trying to make a move high on the outside of Tony Dias.
He tried that earlier. The car was loose. He's going to try it again.
Very brave. I'll tell you, Kevin, we've got tenacious drivers in this top 2 with 1 lap to go. Tony Dias and Rick Martin are not known for passive activity here on this racetrack. It's coming down to the wires. They both look for the checkered flag, but it's Tony Dias by a nose. He's got it. Tony Dias takes your pro stock heat.
Great racing. Great lead. Independent pro stock champion rounding out the top 5. Great run for him. The second pro stock heat rolling out onto the field now. Looks like Rich Capaco is anxious as he just came out of that tunnel and ran to the stop-finish line to line up. And this is the way they're going to start. On the pole out of Coventry, Rhode Island, in the Hollister Auto Body Drew Oil 00, it's Rich Capaco. Outside of Rich, the 1994 pro stock champion out of Westport, Mass. And the Rolly Lindblad, DJ Equipment, Bay State Lincoln Mercury, number 48. It's flying Freddie Estelle. Third on the field, our defending Rookie of the Year in the Pro Stock Division in the LaCava brothers. Rodriguez waves a green flag. We're underway. Capaco and Estelle dead heat over the line. As we start the second Pro Stock heat, Capaco, a good run on the inside. Estelle trying to hold on. Chad Chase sits third. Houlihan and Waller run for that 4th spot. Cirillo, the first time out, didn't get any practice. Running in the back, trying to get that car dialed in. Capaco takes the lead. Freddie Estelle still holding out to the outside, looking for some run. Chase sitting patiently in 3rd. Hooley moves up to 4th. Steve Channing runs 5th. Here comes Storm and Norman on the inside.
Fred Estelle doing a great job trying to get on the outside of Caparco in that 00.
Getting momentum going out of turn 4. Chase sideways off the corner, gathers it back up with Houlihan. Jumps by on the outside. Channing right there looking for an opening.
Just watching Fred Estelle running that 48 is always getting your money's worth. He's a terrific driver, great as a team.
Estelle now trying the inside of Caparco. Nothing there. And Joey Cirillo's going to call this one an early day before this heat event. Caparco comfortably out front. Estelle sitting in 2nd, but he's got heavy pressure from Dick Houlihan in that number 1. Chad Chase, Steve Channing, Norm Holden, Gomer Taylor right there, nose to tail. Here comes Ray Alexander with some racing room. See what he can do in that brand new Ross Engineering car. Estelle slideways through the corner. Houlihan looking for an opening. Top 3, nose to tail. Estelle trying to get some momentum once again to the outside. As Houlihan drops in below, we've got a 3-car race for the lead. Cannon looking at the inside of Chase down the back stretch, nothing there.
Marco's doing a tremendous job of defensive driving, holding off the field. He must be feeling intense pressure in that 00.
Definitely, you get intense pressure anytime you're on Freddie Estelle, and he's trying it again. The outside, he's got the momentum going. He's halfway up his door. Through 3 and 4, Houlihan right there. Chase looking for a hold. Dead heat across the lane. It looks like he may have some momentum going this time.
Fred Estelle is taking the lead. He's making the move on Caparco as he goes high, bringing it back down off the apex of the turn, trying to squeeze Caparco out.
Houlihan trying to follow him as he jumps high. Chase falls in behind. We'll see what kind of momentum Houlihan can go. It's Freddie Estelle takes over the lead. Houlihan now to the outside of Tobacco for that second spot. Side by side, through 1 and 2. Chad Chase looking for a hole. Steve Channing right there. This time by, we got 1 lap to go. Freddie Estelle still holding on to the lead. Tobacco, Houlihan, Chase, and Channing in top 5, nose to tail. You can throw a blanket over those guys. 2, 3, and 4. Looks like Freddie Estelle is going to take this one down. It's going to be a race for second. Looks like it's going to be Tobacco, Houlihan, Chase, Channing, Tom Holden, Norman Taylor, and Johnny Tripp running out the top 9. Throws the green flag. Into turn number 1. Ritzkus riding in the high groove, and already we got it. Turn number 1. Joe Grunda. The 7 goes around. Joe Grunda in number 7, ironically. Try a green, the flag is in the air. Still takes the lead on the brake. Schulich establishes a car length lead over Ritzkus and side by side between Martel and Wild Willie Stutzman for 3rd place. Willie riding on the outside will take over the number 3 spot. Now Willie goes after Randy Ritzkus for 2nd. Stutzman gets a wheel up alongside on the back straightaway. And now Willie will have to back off the tail of the field. Joe Grundon now really not running well. Brian West fielding his way along in his first super modified. His first ISMA outing. Out in front, Schulich, Stutzman, and Martel in the 4-car train. West to the tail of the field. Dave Schulich, of course, the king of English New England, as he has dominated action at the Leon Star Speedways, but in a different car. A break with his former car owner for the 1996 campaign. He has settled at least temporarily a very, very desirable spot with Joe Gosek's J-Rock. Stutzman giving up the attack on Ritzkus for the time being as Sonny Orvath shows the halfway sign. Leaders Payne just about necessary on the back. Schulich, Ritzkus, Stutzman, and Martel on the head of the pack. Joe Gosek definitely not running. By Brian West, only a half a dozen car lengths behind. Schulich can see Brian West and Joe Grunda ahead of them as Donnie Horvath shows the sign. Dave Schulich, who's had a Sunday afternoon drive, may have to deal with traffic on the last lap, but he has a large enough lead that should not prove to be a problem. Schulich carefully picking his way between turns 1 and 2. And he will coast into turn number 3 behind the tail end cars at the checker. Dave Schulich, their winner. Randy Ritzkus is second. Willie Stutzman is 3rd. Scott Martel is 4th. Green flag, and they will pick it up. Position to the lead. Paul Richardson riding the high groove. They'll be side by side down the back straightaway on lap number 1. Still side by side through turn number 4. Paul Richardson trying to display the outside skills that we saw from Fred Estelle in that last Pro Stock E race. Richardson on the high side, but now Howard Page gets right on the left side. Page will lead the lap by just a bumper. Page now moves to a full straightaway lead as Richardson gets out of it suddenly in turn number 2. Drives back to turn number 2. Paul Richardson getting out of the throttle abruptly. And Mike Ordway from the back row now moves into 2nd place. Purley is 3rd. Richardson now back on the throttle. And Troy Vaquero with a spin off turn number 4. He has kept, now that's a remarkable achievement. With a direct drive, super modified, no clutch, he kept single file. Green flag is out. Ordway looks to the outside of Howard Page. Ordway getting just a trifle loose in turn number 1, but that doesn't stop him from continuing to run the outside. Now Page will tuck back in. Looks like he's going to try the famous over and under move. Danny Sewell very loose in turn number 4, but he also saves it out in front. Chris Purley has the best seat in the house as they will come around and take the halfway side. 6 to go. Ordway looking to the outside. This time he might have the bite he needs. He'll stay alongside Page on the back straightaway. Ordway on the high side. Ordway driving off turn number 4, but still not able to take the lead. Now in turn number 1, he gets a wheel ahead. Down the back straightaway, Mike Ordway will take over the lead. Ordway, Page is second. Hurley is third. Hurley wants that move on the outside. Richardson is still fourth. And Sewell is fifth. The top 3, remember, will be handicapped in their spots in the feature. While Richardson is lined, he stays back in fourth. He is lined up to start 11th in the feature event. Ordway now starting to pull away as the 2-lap sign will be shown. Obstacles next coming out. Mike Ordway, Page, and Chris Hurley. And now the white flag. Doesn't take long for the white flag to come out with lap times of about 11 seconds. Ordway has this one well under control. Hurley would like a piece of second place through the final turns. Mike Ordway will pick up the heat race, but Howard Page is second, Chris Hurley is third, Paul Richardson is fourth, Ben Sewell is fifth, and second half of the season. Here's the green for heat race number 3. Maubert will take the lead. He'll be loose between 1 and 2. He'll drop to the inside, and that will allow Howie Lane, Ted Abel, and Dave McKnight. Drive through into the first 3 spots. Abel looking low on Howie Lane. He'll hold the low groove. He'll squeeze alongside Lane in turn number 2 and pull off the pass. Meanwhile, Moriarty gets alongside Maubert for the number 4 spot. Westwood still trailing the field at this point. McKnight outside Howie Lane. They work between turns 3 and 4. And Abel in front of Highway Handsome. McKnight now through into second place. He'll try to chase down Abel. McKnight looks loose off turn 4. Abel, there's the 0-5. Absolutely nailed with the speedway at every point. McKnight really pushing. Lane is third. Moriarty is now fourth. Wood is fifth. And Maubert trails in the 6th spot. Halfway sign coming out for Pat Abel. Now McKnight begins to close the gap. McKnight now within 3 car lengths. Along with leader Pat Abel. Howie Lane all alone in third. Moriarty is fourth. He's got company in the first of Westwood. Abel has got cruise control as McKnight tries to close in. Now Moriarty puts the pressure on Howie Lane as Westwood drops back. McKnight running a much tighter line on turn number 4. He's sliding just a little bit, but it's working. He starts to slow on Pat Abel. 2 to go now. 2 to go for Pat Abel. Dave McKnight, Howie Lane, Troy Moriarty, and Westwood. Remember that 3rd spot, very important. The 3rd place finisher will be handicapped. The 4th place finisher will start back in the 12th spot. Howie Lane gets wide in turn number 1. Here comes Moriarty up the inside. Moriarty can't make the pass hit. Abel will win it. McKnight will be second. Lane is third. Moriarty is fourth. Wood is fifth. And Doug Maubert will come home sixth. So, line, yellow flag will remain out. On June 23rd, with our final heat race, green flag is out. And Payne takes the lead off the pole position. Not surprising. George Brothers slots in second. Fury and Wood will race side by side into turn 3. George Brothers making a dive there. Cody Payne out in front now by some 4 car lengths. George Brothers. Justin Bill Fury looks like he hasn't quite got turn 3. Big out as he is going in high, diving for the bottom, and so far he's been able to hang on. Payne Brothers, Bill Fury, and Brian Wood on the track. Again, this heat race being added for those teams which made their first appearance this morning. They have had 0 track time up to this point, and so they are being given an additional heat race to get track time and get the machinery dialed in as well, because it's still very early in the season. Halfway the sign now from Donnie Robath on the flag stand. Joey Payne, Joey McGregor, Justin Belfiore, and Brian Wood.
modified career since his super modified debut ended for the car in several rather small pieces after a hard backstretch crash at the Thompson Speedway. He's come a long way and certainly one of the future stars of the modified division. George Brothers scored his first career victory last year. He won a weekly super modified feature at the Star Speedway. Just about Fury, about half the time, also has an UV Star feature victory to his credit. Two to go. And now the white flag for Joey Payne. Fury sticking the nose under George Brothers' occasions, but not able to get fully alongside. Payne will pull down the win. Well, Fury will be third, and Brian Wood will come in fourth.
Okay, if you've got your program and you've checked it, and you have that little cat sticker in your lucky program on the Cisco's performance page, now is the time to go to the base of the tower and collect your prize. Again, if you've checked your lucky program and you've got that cat sticker in the Cisco's performance page, now is the time to come to the base of the tower and collect your prize. You know where to hit it. They hit it. Green flag is out. They're underway. Sylvia with a good jump on the outside. Breeze trying to hold on the inside. Through 1 and 2, but it looks like Sylvia's got a little bit of an edge. Breeze holding on, a little bit loose off the corner, but not enough as Sylvia takes over front. Breeze back to second. Petty, Clements, and the 77 of Bill Hosh in top 5. And we've got a spin on the turns 1 and 2. That's the 19 of John Fletcher, and that's going to get the line outside the tunnel. Waves a green flag. We're back underway. Clements to the inside of Breeze on the front straightaway. Breeze goes to the high side, and little contact between him and Sylvia is a 6. Sideways into turn 1, he's down on the infield. Staying green, he's enough off the speedway. Breeze back to third. Sylvia out front, Clement second. Teddy fourth. And Gary Wainwright in top 5. The 15 slowing up severely down the back straightaway. Bunch of cars getting by him 3 wide through 3 and 4. The 76 way up high, that's Richard Napier. 15 way slow, that's not that much. He's slow on the field. And we've got the 8 sideways off at turn number 4. The black flag is out. We're going to find out who it's for. That's going to be for the 96. His front bumper is hanging straight off. That's a definite hazard to anybody who may be in front of him. Petty to the inside of Clements through 3 and 4, trying to take over that second spot, work his way to the front. Clements drops back to third. Wainwright, Billy Hosh in top 5. And Sylvia's got a 6-car length lead, but Petty's trying to close that up real quick. 3 wide down the back straightaway, contact, and the 13 and the 65 go around. The 65, that's Ron LaRue, and the 13 of Rob Murphy together off that break Petty's been looking for. Rodriguez looking to move away. Waves a green flag, they're underway. Sylvia trying to get a jump, but Petty right there on the outside, trying to hold on. Clements drops back about 3 or 4 car lengths down the backstretch. Billy Hoss runs 4th. Gary Wainwright on the outside, and that blue Camaro runs 5th. This time by halfway, 5 laps down, 5 to go. Sylvia holding on. Petty drops to the 2nd spot. Right now it's a battle for your 8th spot between the 76 of Richard Napier and the 8 of David Brightman. But your last qualifying spot, I believe, is going to be the 25 of David Catano. Petty making a bid for the lead to the inside. Sylvia high on the back straightaway. Petty gets by, but he's going to try the inside this time, but no doing. As David Petty Jr., your current leader. Battle for that 6th to 52, sideways off the corner. And that allows David Catano to get by into that final qualifying spot. This time by 2 laps to go. It's Petty, Sylvia, Clements, Hoss, Wainwright, and Catano, your top 6. Right now, the first car out of qualifying, the number 52, that's Richard Viveras, and we've got a smoker down the back straightaway, the 76 blowing some serious smoke. It looks like it was a tire rubbing. But that car is still rolling along. But David Petty's going to take the win of this one. Second, Jim Sylvia, Albert Clemens third, Billy Hoss, Gary Wainwright, and David Furtado, your top six. Those 6 cars will move up into the feature in the 52 tires.
Yep. Peter Hutchinson.
It's not here. Okay.
98. Pro stock. Peter Hutchinson.
Where is he though? The presumption is down here, 13th.
No, pro stock.
Oh, shit. That is pro stock.
96 now.
David Hutchins.
David Hutchinson. That was close.
Thanks. I don't know where he's starting though.
He's got to be towards. Yeah, I'm sure he's towards the back. Put it towards the back.
Would they know? Would Jen know? On the pole for this consolation, number 12, Bobby Pellin. Rodriguez, our starter. Mark Cunha, our assistant starter. As they get underway, Bobby Pellin jumps out. Trying to draft Pellin is Bowler in the number 10 car. Side by side is the 21 of Mike Santiano and the number 4 of Ray Alexander. Pellin increasing his lead now by about a half car length in front of Bowler in the 10 car. The real race going on right now for a second between Alexander and the 4 and the 21 of Santiano. The 4 car, Alexander trying to go high on the outside, looking for position as he squeezes down low. He makes connection with Santiano and the 21. They hook up and take each other out, bringing us under yellow. Alexander really tried to go down low. Getting ready for the green now. Pellin in the 12, jumps out. Bowler in the 10, trying to find his place amongst the leaders. Lenny Ellis, 1, 2, 3, there you go, as Wayne Dion fights it out with the 16 car of Randy Burr. Dion drops back behind Burr. Single file into turn 4. This again is the consolation race for the Pro Stock division. You know what the numbers are? Top what?
Well, we got a spin in turns 3 and 4, the 96 of David Hutchinson.
David Hutchins in that 96 car, the scratch replacement of Cerullo, who's number 5. Confirms a fair field, drops the green, off we go. Bobby Pellin in the 12th once again gets the jump. But 41 of Len Ellis is not waiting for anyone as he gets down inside, and look at Mike Bowler in the 10, really being brave, making his way. The groove is owned right now by Bobby Pellin on the inside, but Bowler seems to have the muscle as he drops down from the apex of turn 3 at the halfway mark. And sideways in turn, between turns 3 and 4, we've got the 96 car once again, bringing us on a yellow. A lot of heavy braking going on. 44 car doing a little landscaping there. James Rowe. Back underway. There's the green. Bowler, the 10 car, making his move, keeping the inside groove. Bobby Pellin on the 12, challenging on the outside. 41 of Len Ellis coming up in 3rd. Wayne Dion in the 40 car. It's a lot of action there.
Little tap from Randy Burr letting him know he's there.
Wayne Dion had he had a tough year last year. Always close, really attaining the success that he needed to get. And it looks like they get caught up. Pellin and Dion, Pellin in the 12 car, Dion in the, not Dion, but the 44 car of Rosenfield get caught up. Dion in the 40 right behind them. Looks like he's got a little smoke coming out of that hood, that Wayne Dion car. Then just a misfire as the leaders right there. A huge gap between 2 and 3. Second and third place, that is. The 41 car of Len Ellis. challenging Bowler in the 10, but they both have their commanding lead over Pellin in the 12, who's dropped back significantly. And about a 4-car gap between him and the 44 car of James Rosenfield.
I don't know. I don't know.
With 2 laps to go. It's Bowler in the 10 car. 41 car of Ellis. Pellin in the 12. But remember, the top 8. The word is the top 8 are going to make it through this consolation onto the feature race.
Ellis getting a nose on the Bowler going into 3 and 4, but nothing doing. As Bowler takes down the win with Lenny Ellis, Bobby Pellin, and the rest of the crew. 12 laps of distance, green flag is out, we're underway. Vanessa sideways on the gas, but he collects it. Glenn Young gets underneath him though for that second spot. Petty opens up a 2-car length lead.
Whoa!
And we've got a spin on the back straight.
That was a nasty hit, Kevin. The 31 car and the 12 car really walloped Rick Clemens in that 12 car and the 31 automobile of Jeff Goodrow.
Not the kind of way Jeff Goodrow wanted to start his 1996 season after crashing in. Okay, we're back to green flag racing. Goodrow just barely making it back out of the pit area. Green flag is out. We're underway. Petty and Vanessa out front. Vanessa holding on this time. He's got a good run on the outside. Side by each down the back straightaway. But Petty a little bit of an advantage through the corner as he's got the low line. Vanessa falling back just a bit. Glenn Young getting underneath. Young and Seredinsky right there, nose to tail. Vanessa falling back to third. Seredinsky trying to take that away from him. Young now putting heavy pressure on your leader, Dean Petty. For that front spot. Petty a little high off the corner. Young trying to go low down the front stretch, but just not enough room as he's got to back off. He's going to try it again down the front straightaway. Petty running a great groove. Young again, almost up to his door, but not enough as he backs off. Seredinsky right there waiting for an opening. The 10 of Chris McGee going to call it an early consolation event. Petty to the high side. Now Young's got a good run. He's up to his door. He's got the line through 3 and 4. We got a race for the lead.
Kevin, that is tremendous racing indeed as Petty in that 57 really struggled to hang on, but Glenn Young is coming up on the inside and takes the lead. Wow. Great job.
Seredinsky following right through Petty on the high side. Looks like that highlight isn't the way to go. 6 laps down, 6 to go. Seredinsky now runs comfortably in second. Young is leader. Petty sits in third. Povinez back to fourth. He's about 6 car lengths behind the top 3. Angelo DeMille and Jeff Goodrow round out the top 6 cars.
Glenn Young in the 99 car now very comfortably in the lead. He's out of Mansfield. Sponsored by a band, Windward Hollow, one of his sponsors, a band that's been around for a long time.
Dean Petty putting it through the paces, trying to catch those top 2. But it looks like they're trying to get away. Petty trying the high line, the low line. Nothing there.
Thanks, Johnny.
Driving that car to all its limits. 2 laps to go for Young, who's out front. He won last year's DAV Memorial Race in the Sportsman Division. Matter of fact, I believe that was his only one in 1995. 1 lap to go for that Junior Supply, number 99, Seredinsky. Letting him know he's there, but not enough to get by. This time by, it's going to be all Glenn Young as he's going to take this consolation event. Seredinsky finishes second, Dean Petty third, Povinez fourth. 5th and 6th is going to go to Jeff Goodrow and Angelo DeMille. And those 6 cars will make it into the consolation. Last year we had 23 kids, I believe. And that number grew from, I think, 6 the year before. So
And they go 8 wide in the turns. No, normally.
I think this year we're going to front heats.
Looking for our feature to begin. Obviously not serious enough on that smoke to delay things. Off they go, the TD4 again. This fledgling division is already more than doubled their field since last year.
And look at Kenny Casper on the outside. Through the paces from the back to the middle.
My goodness,
to the
4
front.
high. Look at that. 4 high they go into turn 4. And that #1 truck of Billy Clark takes a commanding lead.
Steve Dulac, he definitely some suspension problem, maybe a flat tire. That car is all over coming off the corners.
It's the 28 of Ken Casper, second place. Joe Putnam in the 0 truck in a very, very distant third. Mike Butts in the 63, which may be the only non-Ford in this division. Where is it? Again, #1, Billy Clark, your leader. A veteran racer. This man is just tearing it up. There is no competition at all for 1, 2, and 3. The race, in fact, is for 4th place right now. Robin Sloan in that 4 doing a great, great job.
Black flag coming up for Vernon Belcher in that 7 as he is, as you put it, belching smoke.
Certainly is. Ray Sillier in the rainbow colored 24, challenging Sloan in the #4. Well, Robin Sloan is holding him off. Again, Sillier in the 24, making his challenge on the outside of Robin Sloan's. Excuse me, passes Robin Sloan, and now challenging Putnam in the 0. Putnam in the 0 now drops back to 4th as Ray Sillier in the 24 drops down to find the inside groove.
I don't think he's got enough time to catch Lewis without a caution because it looks like next time by, they're going to get the 2-to-go mark. Billy Clark back to where he was for most of 1995, out front.
A tremendous job indeed. It was always exciting to watch Clark and Turk Gunbay, who was your 95 champion, fighting it out all last season. Billy Clark taking 1 lap to go, the white flag, followed by the 28 of Casper and the 24 of Ray Sillier. Looking for the checkered flag. It's the #1 truck of Billy Clark from Seekonk, Massachusetts. Followed by the 28 of Ken Casper and the 24 of Ray Sillier out of Swansea, Mass. And so into the, whoa, sideways goes the #8 car. Victory lap for 1996. Coming up, the Sportsman feature and the Super Modifieds with their 75 lap feature. Don't forget to register for the Red Sox Express, WPRO AM 630, giving away free tickets and transportation to see the Boston Red Sox. You can register downstairs right here at the souvenir stand. And while you're there, submit a question of the week for next week's program.
And they'll get Billy Clark. We'll be up in big.
Thank you.
Oh, wonderful.
Which race is postponed?
This one here, June 2nd to June 2nd.
Al Rodriguez waves the green flag. We're underway. Coleman with a good stop, but here comes Reed on the outside. And Cowan looking for a spot. Down low, nothing there. Reed with the run on the outside. Coleman a little bit of a push, but he gathers it back up. But Reed jumps out front. Coleman drops him behind. Cowan runs third. Battle for 4th between Titus and Manchester. 6th is White. And Dana Willis in the 55 runs 7th down the field. Cowan slowing up just a bit. Everybody playing a little bit of a bumper tag. Ed getting in the 3rd looking for an opening. Deep in the back. One a little to the high side. A little bit sideways. Going around Titus. Manchester right behind them.
Dave Titus getting loose, Kevin, down on the inside of the infield. He recovers, but boy, he's been loose this last few laps of this 25 lap feature.
We've got 3 wide, making a sandwich out of Ed Gannon. The 08 of Rob Murray, the 42 of Bobby LeClaire.
Good opportunity for these cars to run the distance now. The drivers will see what the cars are made of, what they're doing, and how they can change things to compete successfully in the 1996 season.
One moving up very well to the outside of Cowan, looking for that third spot. He's got that car motoring on the outside. Cowan trying to hold on to the inside. Reed trying to put some distance between him and Colvin. Manchester falling back on the outside. He's back to about 8th on the field.
And it's really a race between Glenn Lawton in that 70 car and the 14 automobile of Linwood Cohen.
And the 0-2 of Leroy Hudson sideways into turn 1. And that's going to bring out our first caution of this race. Yes. Rodriguez looking him over, waves a green flag, and we're off. Reed with a great jump on the start line, looking for the high side of Colvin as Colvin just dropped just a bit on that start as Reed opened up a 2-car length advantage. Colvin and Cowan now battling for that second spot. Colvin's got the momentum on the outside. Side-by-side racing throughout the back. Dave Titus right there behind Linwood Cowan. Everybody separates real quickly.
And as 08 gets loose, Kevin, I was just about to mention what a tremendous amount of racing was going on midfield, and loose on turn 3 is Manchester in the 95. Turn 2, excuse me. The 08 is loose into the wall. We've got the 6 car, the 57 car of Petty. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd please step back from the fence at this time. We don't know the condition.
Colvin able to follow through to the inside of Colvin, but Colvin, a little bit of momentum on the outside. Lawton looking for an opening. But Cowan stays right there on the inside in that 14 car.
Some tremendous action going on midfield with Ribby in the 18 and Leclerc in the 42 as they actually both try to avoid the 45 who got loose. Scott Estrella.
3 wide down the front straightaway. Lawton looking underneath Cowan, but nothing there as he's got to back off. But he's got that car running on rails. Colvin on the high side takes back that second spot. Estrella in that 45 now battles with Lawton for that 4th spot.
Dave Titus successfully running interference in that 2 car, keeping Ribby back in the 18, allowing Leclerc to make his move on the outside midfield.
High out of the corner comes Estrella. That car got a wicked push off the corner. Leclerc wants a pole to go by as he wants to work his way to the front. This time by, it's got halfway. 3 wide off the corner. Estrella, Gannon in the 42. Estrella going backwards now. Got some handling problems on that one. Gannon looking at the high side of Ribby. Ribby a little loose off the corner. The 42 of Leclerc looking for an opening. Consistency is the key, though, for the points chase in 1996. Ronald Reed opening up a 3-car length lead over Kenny Colvin. Lawton now moving to the high side. Titus underneath him. He's trying to go around Cowan for that 3rd spot. Gannon makes it by Ribby. He sets his sights on that 7th spot. Lawton starting to fall back just a little bit. Titus loose through the corners.
And 02 has got quite a rumble happening as he passes by us in the tower.
Linwood Cowan still holding on to that 3rd spot. Colvin has caught the leader. See if he's putting heavy pressure on him. And speaking of heavy pressure, Gannon was all over Glenn Lawton. You can see the damage to the front of his bumper. Lawton falling back just a little bit. Gannon to the inside. Looking to take over that 5th spot. Right behind him, Michael Leclerc and Steve Ribby going at it.
And Lawton is forced up high again, but now he drops down. He gets an opportunity in front of Leclerc. Up high he goes. One more time, trying to find that inside groove.
Gannon's got that car running on rails. He's to the outside of Titus, looking for that 4th spot.
He really does. That number 8 car, Ed Gann in the 3rd, is really running consistently.
Oh, we got bump attack through turn 4, Linwood Collin, and the 2 of Dave Titus. The 22 of Ivy LeClaire all playing a little bit of bump attack. LeClaire moves up into the 5th spot, trying to get by Collin.
And just so you know, your current leader is the 89 car, the multicolored car of Ron Reed, followed by the number 6 automobile.
And look at LeClaire on the outside. He's going by Linwood Collin like almost nothing. He's got that car moving very well. LeClaire, the betting points champion, moves up into the 4th spot, but he needs a caution to catch the leaders as we just got the 2 to go marker. Ronald Reed out of turn 4 for the white flag. Kenny Colvin giving him heavy pressure for that top spot. Colvin looking high, looking low, but Ronald Reed's got the groove. Reed down the back straightaway, through 3 and 4, and it's going to be Ronald Reed taking the win. Kenny Colvin, Ed Gannon, Bobby LeClaire, Linwood Cowan, your top 5. What a great race by Ronald Reed. Heavy pressure throughout from Ken Colvin. And taking down the first sportsman victory of 1996 in the Rehoboth Utility Gas Country. Well, it goes pretty good, too.
Well, fast paint. There we go. He makes his victory lap, taking the checkered around.
Ronald ending the season kind of like he, beginning of the season, kind of like he ended it last year as he won the World Series Outlaw race up at Thompson Speedway and finished second, finished second up at Lee USA in their Oktoberfest, so definitely the momentum carrying over to 1996.
It's exciting. Winning that first race of the season is probably a little bit more special than just about any other feature.
Well, it makes the year go by that much better.
You're down in the history books for sure. Ron Reed in the number 89 automobile.
Well, you see the officials walking down on the track. That means the next event will be the International Super Modified Association Sunoco Fuels.
Early. Winner of the season opener. At the Speedway starts on the inside of row 5. Deeper in the field, watch Russ Wood. He really didn't show a whole lot in his heat race, but he'll be coming to the front from the 15th starting position. And Joey Payne, with plenty of laps on this track, will go away from the number. They go 75 laps for your enjoyment here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon at Seekonk Speedway. Here's the green flag from Johnny Horland. Ordway takes the lead into turn number 1. Ordway quickly in the low groove, and Stutzman slows down on the inside. That gives the outside row a big break. Already A-Ball to second. A-Ball to the outside of Ordway. A-Ball looks for the lead on lap number 2 down the back straightaway. Ordway holds on. A-Ball strong to the outside. A-Ball still not able to get the mighty knee. Page is third. Randy Ritzkins is 5th. A-Ball continues his outside assault. This time he's solidly in line Ordway. At the stretch, they'll be side by side. Turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Still side by side racing as they come down to complete lap number 4. Ordway will not give up the low groove. A-Ball will not give up the high groove. They're pulling away quickly. Now A-Ball looks to the low side. A-Ball settling in behind Ordway. Page is third, leader, fourth, fifth, and 5th. Stutzman in 6th. Dave Samar back in the 7th spot. Chris Burley is 8th. The leader's already starting to catch the tail of the tail. Leader Mike Ordway will be in lap traffic within 2 laps. A-Ball, Page, Lane, Ritzkins is 5th place. Beverly Stutzman. A-Ball trying to line up Ordway as they come up the lap. Ordway's teammate Brian West. West will see the blue flag, only over flag. Leader's going to go high. Number 2. They'll hesitate just a moment. Samar the 7th, here comes Bruno looking to put the move on Samar. Leaders now are at the beginning of the match. They're coming up to left. Doug Boisvert. Slides up high off turn number 4. Then he'll pull it down between 1 and 2. Boisvert drifting off the turns, making it tough for leader Mike Ordway. Able appears to be slowing down now in second place. Howie Lane looks low on Howard Page for third. Ordway in deep traffic now. Able begins to close the gap once again. Page and Lane. Battle for third. Leader Ordway now coming up on Brian Wood. Ordway to the high side. Wood gives the layover flag. Ordway looks a little bit loose between 1 and 2. Ordway having to fight the wheel. Ordway is definitely loose. He is able to hold the lead. Now Howard Lane takes over third from Howard Page. Lane is third, Page is fourth. Pritzker is fifth, Stumpson is sixth. Samard is seventh, Burley is eighth. Marshall is ninth. 10th place is side by side between McKnight and Paul Richardson. Howie Lane loose in turn 1 and 2. Lane down on the grass. Can he keep it running? Yes, he will. But he'll lose many, many places. Leaders put a second lap now on Brian West. Closing quickly now on Ordway. He's the gap down to 4 car lengths. Page is third. very loose. Ordway very loose in 1 and 2. Stays ahead of Sewell, but Burley is relentless in pursuit. Burley looking to make it 2 in a row. Burley will have to get around Sewell before he can challenge the leader. Caution is on the speedway as Howard Page spins in turn number 2. In October. Looking for the green from Donnie Horvath. There it is. And Abel now moves up the outside of Corley. Abel suddenly back into second place. Abel using the lap car of Sewell as a pick. And now Abel goes for the lead. Abel looks for the outside of Corley. Corley is left back in third place. And Abel, like a cannon on the restart, he had just lost second. He regained second. Now caution is back on the speedway as Brian West has come to rest on the infield. One of the arms. Here's the green, and here's Abel to get to the outside. Abel struggling to the outside now. Abel can't make the pass, but that won't keep him from trying. Burley gets rid of Sewell. Abel relentless in his work on the outside, and so far he has not been able to make it stick. Now Burley in third place. Because the part of the picture again, 2 slow cars in front of the leaders. The slower cars of Brian West and Doug LeBear will give the leaders problems as they come off turn number 4. Ironically, one of those slower cars is a teammate of the leader. The leaders will slide around without major problem. It'll still be Ordway, Abel, and Burley. Leaders now with a straightaway and clear track in front of them. Equal spacing among the leaders now. More clearly position. Scott Martell slows drastically. Scott Martell off the pace. He will pull to the infield. Martell out now. Some 23 laps to go. Burley now tackles traffic. Black flag out for one of the slower cars. But they're directly in front of Abel. This is a big problem for Abel with a great break for Mike Ordway. Burley faces Abel now. Joey Payne tailing the leaders. Payne to the 4. Go fast. There now. Ordway out in the lead. Black flag going out on Doug LeBear. Burley again tries to work on Abel. Here comes Joe Payne. Payne to the number 4. Becoming a part of the picture. Abel looks rather. Burley looks to the outside of Abel. Burley may finally get his shot at Abel. Here he comes. Ordway off by himself now. Ordway putting lap cars between himself and his pursuers. Looking solid out in front. Abel with Burley down at the second. Burley gets under Abel as they close in on Billy Stutzman. Abel will be first to get to the outside. Here comes Payne. Payne now right behind Burley. Ordway slicing through last traffic easily. Now Joey Payne is the man of the moment. Lap cars racing side by side in front of the leader. There are still 2 lap cars separating Ordway from second place Abel show the sign for Mike Ordway now. Ordway, 3 and 5th. That's the 2 to go sign. Russ Wood now. On a charge. Russ Wood slips by Curly. Wood up alongside Abel. White flag is out. Ordway. Russ Wood slides into the number 3 position. Curly up alongside Abel. Wood checkers him out. Mike Ordway will take the victory. Joey Payne at the stripe. Russ Wood, Chris Curly, Pam Abel. Pulls down to the start-finish line now. He will pick up the checkered flag, carry it triumphantly around the Seekonk Speedway. He may not be able to hear you, but he can certainly see you waving at him from the backstretch grandstands. Let him know that you appreciate not only the show that he, but 21 other of the finest drivers in the world put on this afternoon. From the 3rd and 4th turn stands, give him a wave. And here in front of the grandstand, ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Mike Ordway. He was the 1995
Just like doing this.
I figured in my office we average out just about the national average because my assistant's been married twice. My secretary's been married 3 times. I'm a bachelor, so, you know.
And we've got the green flag. We are underway for our first Pro Stock feature of 1996. Continuing the lineup. In the number 3 car, it's Gomer Taylor. In the number 6, it's Norm Holden. The number 80, John Tripp. In the number 46, Vinny Anarumo. In the 66, it's Alan McClure, sponsored by PT Container, Al Service Station. In the 17th position, it's Mike Bowler in the number 10. And we've got trouble already. Everyone's back together again at the number 6 car was in trouble. Back there in the 18th position, you see the 41 car of Lenny Ellis. The 12 of Bobby Pelham. The 44 of James Rosenfield.
Steve Channing goes around in a cloud of smoke off that second corner.
Ouch! Bringing us under the first caution of the afternoon for the Pro Stock division. Alan. We've got it. The green flag drops. Back underway. The 00 Caparco looking for the inside groove, but he's got 38 of Fred Estelle on the outside. A voracious challenge indeed. Caparco going down deep, barely staying out of that inside line. Incredible action in the top 4. Tony Dias in 4th position, fighting it out with Martin in the 94 and sideways. Caparco ends up in the infield as the number 9 car of Chad Chase bumps. A typical race bump and grind, sending Caparco down into the infield, bringing us under another caution. Such as we've got now as we've gone on the green. Estelle jumps ahead of the 9 car of Chad Chase. The 94 Rick Martin will hear none of it as he comes down on the inside, trying to run Chad Chase up high.
And the 16 of Randy Burr sideways down the back straightaway. Gathers it back up. He keeps going. We're going to stay under green.
94 of Martin now solidly commands 2nd position with the battle for 3rd. The 88 of Bobby Tripp, who started on the inside of the 6th row.
Tex Barry going 3 wide down the back straightaway, trying to go around Dice and Chase. Just ran out of room on the back straightaway.
No room at all. Chad Chase ahead, edged him out on the inside.
Chad Chase extremely loose off the corners.
Martin in the 94 now takes the lead with Estelle on the outside of the 2nd row. Tripp in the 88 has come up from 11th position now to fight it out for 2nd. Tony Dias in the 22, new colors for him this year. In that Alfred's automobile, move ahead of the 1, rounding out your top 4.
Barry now gets some racing room on the outside of Chase, but that high groove is very loose. As you can see, anybody who's trying the high side is sliding around.
A lot of great racing action, midfield indeed.
Oh.
Tex Barry, we got loose now. Tony Tony Dias in the 22 car gets loose in turn 2, bringing us under our third caution. We've got it. Look at that. Rick Martin getting the jump on it. Bobby Tripp will have none of it, though, as he's challenging on the outside. Dick Houlihan making his move on Estelle as well. Houlihan in that 1 car. Dropping down at the single file. Heading toward the back straight now. Again, Tripp in the 88. 0-4 sideways in turn 2. Bringing us under caution number 4.
And that's Steve Sanford getting caught on the lip of the speedway.
Green flag is down again. Martin with the 94 gets a jump.
Tripp, though, hanging on the outside, trying to find a line a little bit loose coming off the corner. That is the track surface, probably. Houlihan and Estelle battling for that 3rd spot. Here comes Chad Chase back on the inside. Tex Battery Jr. looking for a hole. And he gets together with the 0-1, a little bit of contact there, it looked like. And the 0-1 of Jimmy Q goes around in the back straightaway, and once again, we're back under caution.
Caution number 5, I believe. And, we're underway. Tripp in the 88 car gets down into a drafting groove with Martin, but Martin gets out ahead of him. A little bit of turbulence in the air there, making it more difficult. Estelle in the 48 behind Tripp in the 88. A real race going on between Chase in the 9 and Houlihan in the 1 for 4th position. Houlihan getting on the outside. These dares go high on that back straight. Kind of a crazy place to be in this day's racing. Martin down the 94, putting some distance between himself and his challenger, the 88 of Tripp.
Back way up, he looks like he's got that 4th spot right behind him. Bruce Goldman Taylor trying to get underneath, and a little bit of contact between him and Houlihan. Houlihan goes sideways, drops it through the infield, and keeps the car going. And heavy contact between Steve Sanford.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I couldn't believe what I was saying.
Steve Sanford and Jimmy Kuhn, heavy contact.
Oh, Kevin, I was just about to say what a tremendous. Side by side is Fred Estelle in the 48 trying to make his move underneath Tripp in the 88. Tripp does not allow it though, as he literally muscles his way at the halfway point. Halfway through this race. 1, 2, 3, it's still Martin. Tripp getting a little loose. That way, very loose.
Holden goes around right in front of half the field in a big altercation. The 12 of Bobby Pell and Alan McClure, the 44 of Jimmy Rosenfield, Norm Holden, all involved. Tony Dias
driving right up there in the 66 automobile, a 44 in pieces. Ladies and gentlemen, on the back straight. Wow, it's that fast and furious between Martin and Tripp. 94 and 88. Estelle on the 48 again. The top 3, they are fighting fast and furious. Houlihan now underneath Chase in the 1 car. Chase in the 9 on the outside, trying to maintain his position, nailing it down. Chase getting a little sideways. Just remember, the last caution or two, those two have been at it. Houlihan getting loose, things going awry behind him as the field bunches up behind the 3 leaders.
Martin's starting to open up a little bit of an advantage over Tripp and Estelle.
Take a look at Vinny Anarumo in the 46. Pressuring Houlihan in his 1 car. Chase, Gomer Taylor. Taylor almost gets into the side of Chase. He does it again. Gomer Taylor makes contact. They hook up. Chase gets away, but not before Gomer Taylor loses a spot or 2. Marco in the 00 running really hot. 16 car goes sideways. Randy Burr sideways in turn 3, bringing us under another caution. We're ready now to restart. Hopefully this will give us a green all the way to the end. Bobby Tripp in that 88 car.
Great jump.
Look at him go as he gets to the high side of Rick Martin in the 94, trying to find the apex and drop down. Martin holding him off, though. My goodness.
Veteran drivers running for the lead side by side, and it doesn't get any better than this.
Absolutely not. And Rick Martin, of course, is not one to run away from any kind of competition, and he's not doing it now as he's holding Bobby Tripp off. Martin. Whoa, almost letting go of that inside groove. Almost becoming vulnerable, and we got a spin now. It's Mike Bowler in the 10 car, smack dab in the middle of the track on turn 2.
Okay, Al Rodriguez throwing the big flag. We're back underway. Martin and Tripp. 1, 2, and here comes Vinny, and we got a contact on the going into turn 1 and 2. Dick Houlihan is getting involved. Looks like we got some debris on the track, but Al Rodriguez giving him the 10 to go.
Dick Houlihan leaving parts of his car in just about every place on this track. Bobby Tripp in the 88 now, the defending points champion coming into the 1996 season. Challenging Rick Martin, but look who is behind both of them. It's the number 46 car of Vinny Anarumo.
Who?
You know it. Vinny started in the 15th position, has made his way up to 3rd, and we're under yellow once again.
Dick Houlihan with some front-end damage to that number 1. He stopped that car up in the fourth corner, unable to keep that car going around. Looks like the wheels are pointed in different directions from this angle.
Dick Houlihan, Tex Barry midfield, and we got a false start. Oh, and some contact.
Ray Lee taking some evasive action.
Back underway. Martin gets a huge jump. But Tripp in that 88 has a lot of muscle and he loses. He loses a position, and we're under yellow.
Al Rodriguez didn't like that stop, and he was hoping to avoid the bump attack they had on the front straightaway, and unfortunately that looked like it.
Look at how anxious Tripp is, psyching out Rick Martin. Oh, we've got, well, Tex Barry sneaking up on the inside there.
And once again, we're going to go back under caution. Tex Barry jumping the start.
I'm not sure what that was all about, Kim. Oh, man, and now we get contact between Martin and 88. Although, I'll tell you, Rick Martin and Bobby Tripp, that contact was unavoidable. That was really Mike Bowler of the 10 car. Back underway. It's a clean start. Martin and Tripp once again going at it. Martin nailing it down, though. He's got the inside space as they head toward turn 4. Ray Lee dropping way off the pace now in that 33 car. Rick Martin trying to stave off any kind of competition from the 88 of Tripp. Vinny Anarumo in the 46 looking for vulnerability between these two drivers.
Vinny Anarumo right there in 3rd spot, letting Bobby Tripp know he's there.
And Fred Estelle has dropped way back now into 6th place. He has lost his standing in the top 4.
That outside lane, as we mentioned earlier, is very slick from all the rubber that's down on the track. This time by, Rick Martin's got 5 laps to go. Bobby Tripp right on his bumper. Vinny Anarumo, Chad Jason. The father, Johnny Tripp, run out your top 5.
But for now, your leader, Rick Martin in the 94 car, the 88 of Bobby Tripp, defending points champion at Seekonk Speedway. The 46 of Vinny Anarumo, brand new car for him. What will happen as we get down to the wire? A wide gap between Anarumo and his 4th place competitor, the number 9 of Chad Chase. And now the top 3 leaders really opening the field as we get down to 2 laps to go. Fred Estelle really has dropped off the mark. He finds himself in 7th position now, going way high on that back straight. 1 lap to go. It's Martin, it's Tripp, it's Anarumo. 1, 2, and 3. Will they maintain that status as they head toward the checkered flag? Ladies and gentlemen, in they come toward the start-finish line. It is Rick Martin, Bobby Tripp, Vinny Anarumo. Rick Martin taking the first 1996 Pro Stock feature event.
Rick Martin.
Rick Martin in the 94 car, taking the checkered flag, getting ready for his victory lap. Conferring with Mark Cunha. Not looking too happy. A round of applause for Rick Martin, ladies and gentlemen, out of Westport, Massachusetts. 94 HJY, New England Tech, Whitewater Seafood, Precision Engine, J&S Auto, Estrella Trucking, Edna May Fishing Vessels, Fort Lauderdale Beach Club, all needs D-sign. Bringing Rick Martin to the track every single week here at 1996.
Don't forget, folks, we still have 2 events left on today's slate. Coming up next will be the Street Stock feature event. That'll be a 20-lap race. That'll be coming out in just a moment. Rick Martin will be up in victory lane in just a few moments. He'll have to go back to the scales, make sure he meets weight specifications. A couple of quick checks, and he'll be up in victory lane. Junior's Auto Supply, number 43 for Joe Cadera. Outside of Joe, the number 30 of Robert Temura. 57 of Dave Petty Jr. starts 19th outside of him out of Portsmouth, Rhode Island, and the 116 is Jim Sylvia. 21st and the number 72 is Al Clements outside of Al out of Rockland, Mass. and the Cape Cod Express. Number 77 is Bill Horse. 23rd on the field, the 80. Grades a green flag and we're underway. Coleman with a good jump, jumps out front. Tatro and Farrow battling for that second spot. Keith Morrow right there in that 4th spot. Cola sideways off the corner. Tatro gets back to the outside. Farrow, Silva, Morrow, Weston, Ryan, Broda, all in a bunch. Tatro and Cola, though, not giving an inch. Cola on the inside got a little bit of an advantage. Side-by-side race and 3 wide down the back straightaway as David Furtado puts him to his base of Sparky Arsenal with a flat left rear tire, slows off the base. Furtado still going 3 wide around Boston Clements in the back of the pack. But out front it's Rob Kohler in the 4th. Tatro and Farrow battling for that second spot. Silva running 4th. Keith Morrow in the 38 falling back a little on the outside. And Bryant trying 3 wide through 3 and 4 road on the inside. Bryant and Morrow, Degas Barry on the inside, takes away a spot. Bryant trying to hold on. Here comes Betancourt on the inside. Farrow and Tatro and Cola, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. As those cars still battling for the lead. And we got heavy contact out of turn 4. Jim Sylvia. When the 116, the 65 have run the road, and another car. That looks like the 77 of Bill Horse, all getting together off the board. You start, not before, not after. Rodriguez waves a green flag, and we're back underway. Oh, with a good jump, but Farrow trying to make it 3 wide down the backstretch. Nothing there as he's got to back off, fall back in line. Him and Tatro still side by side. Cola's got an advantage, but not much of one. 3 wide down the front straightaway, the 36, 57, and the 38. All side by side. Keith Morrow trying to make his way back towards the front. Sideways out of turn number 4 is Rusty Bryant as he gathers the back. That car is extremely loose. Pete Roder, the 41, also slideways off the corners. Gene Weston getting in underneath Roder. Sean Sylvia sideways opens up the bottom groove. Weston's going to stick his nose in there as he tries to take over that spot. Tatro falling back just a bit on the outside. He's back to 3rd. Farrow's got 2nd all to himself. He's going to set his sights on the outside of Robbie Kohler in just a couple minutes. I'm sure, because at the bottom groove is Kohler's holding it open. Weston looking for a hole underneath Tatro. There's nothing there. Sylvia trying to make his way back towards the top 5 as he tries the outside of Weston. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Degas Barry, the 41 of Roder and Rusty Bryant. Bryant trying to make it 5. Look, setting his sights on the outside of Silva.
Well, the racing is tremendous as they've approached their halfway point in this feature. Going 3 and 4 deep. Very brave drivers indeed in this division.
Bryant still on that third groove, looking to get it around. That car's loose off the corners, though. He's going to have to tuck it in behind Pete Rhoda. Well, we got a tire off a car. It's the 36. Tire bounces off the wall.
Very unusual sight here at Seekonk Speedway, you know.
Jeff Smaller and Ferro. Your top two. Ferro, whoa, slow on the front stretches. He slows considerably. A couple of cars get into the back of him. He's getting out of the way. Everybody makes it by. Silva moves up to third. Weston, fourth. Diggesberry on the inside, trying to get that fourth spot away. But Cola's still setting the paces. Tatro looking for every advantage, high and low. Joe Ferro gathering him into the back of the pack. Tough break for him. Silver and Weston sideways out of the corners. They battle for that third spot. Diggesberry and Roto right there behind, fourth and fifth. Betancourt, Bryant, Petty, Rotundo, your top 10. 1, 2, 3, goes to tail. Weston trying the high side. Sets its sights on the outside of Silva. This time by, we got 5 laps to go for Robbie Kohler in that number 4 automobile. Weston's still trying to get some momentum on the outsides. Setting his sights on the 33 is Sean Silva. Diggesberry right there. 3 wide down the back straightaway as Petty sticks his nose underneath Betancourt and the 08 of Bryant as he takes away 2 spots. Weston falling back, and we got sideways off at turn 2. The 57 of Dave Petty, the 21 of Bobby Betancourt, and the 08 of Rusty Bryant, all getting together, and the 22 just squeezing through. That's Paul Mealy between the 08 and the 21. Green flag is out. We're back on the way. Kohler with a good jump this time. Tatro back to second, but here comes Sean Silver in that 33 on the inside. Tatro with a good run on the outside, side by side down the back straightaway. Tatro with a run on the outside. He's got a little bit of an advantage coming out of turn 4, but Kohler isn't giving up yet. As they come sideways out of the corner, but Tatro with a great run. He's hanging that car out for all it's worth, and it looks like he may take over that top spot as he drops in front of leader Pete Rhoda on the high line, and he's going to call it early, along with Bob Betancourt, slow down the back straightaway. But Russ Tatro, with 2 laps to go, is your new leader. Smoke billowing out of the back of the 08 car, Rusty Bryant. This time by, 1 more lap for Russ Tatro. Kohler definitely loose in that car as Silva gets underneath. Little contact, everybody jacks up on the brakes, but everybody makes it by, and the 4 just goes around off at turn number 2.
Oh, tough break for Robbie Kohler, because that takes him out of contention completely. He'll stay under green and getting the checkered flag here, Kevin, right now.
And Russ Tatro is going to take the win. Sylvia second, Weston, and I believe Robert Tundo was 4th, but I don't know, because everybody was. Gents Shell, number 62. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a big round of applause. Russ Tatro taking down his first street stock win in 1996. And I believe that leaves us with just one more event tonight so far.
Formula 4 Dash for Cash. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here, a part of history in our opening weekend at Seekonk Speedway. 51 years.
And that is the longest family-run track.
And from Warwick, rounding up the field, number 84, Bill Scholler. It's the Formula 4 Dash for Cash.
Sideways through the corner, everybody goes the 11 and the 59. A little bit of contact there off of turn 4.
My goodness, the 11 car, Jim Silva finds himself in the dirt along with the 59. Back underway though goes the 59 automobile. dash for cash. Jim Lawrence in the 87. 56 of Jim Gavin Jr. 0-0 of Al Amarantes, who started in 7th position. Now working his way up to 2nd place, but not before his challenge is called. Quite a battle going on between Gavin and the 56. And Amarantes in the 0-0 as the 87 of Jim Lawrence holds the both off.
Here comes the 88 of Kevin Casper and the 5 of Tom Potato as they come through the pack. Along with Linda Henshaw, the 0-1 Billy Shelburne.
Lawrence in the 87 still trying to hold back his competition. Amarantes in the 0-0 right behind him. And the 22 car, Hugh Bowser, started in 6th. Trying to nail down 4th as the top 4 runners really open up the lead. Kevin Casper, the 88, started in 8th position. Whoa, we got quite a mess over here in the front straight. Not enough to warrant a caution, though.
Jessica Manchester and the 5 of Tom Potato get together. Potato's got a flat right front tire.
This will bring out the caution. Yes.
We do stand agreed as Potato's able to get his crowd money. He's up on the high side on the arm's way.
And we keep it green.
This time by halfway for your leader, the 87 of Jim Lawrence.
Ouch. The 0-1 and the 21 collide. The 21 and the 65, looks like.
Looks like the 21's got a flat right front tire as he was unable to get the car turning through the corner.
And into the infield goes the 5 car, Tom Furtado.
59 of Jesse Clough about to be lapped by Jim Lawrence.
And the 85 does a little gardening here on the front straight. Barry Shaw in that 85 car, planting some daisies.
Kevin Casper out of nowhere on the back of Jim Lawrence to take over that lead, but Lawrence gets a good jump off the corner as the 21 of Robert Luongo was stopped in the 3rd corner.
And unless you're not keeping track, that 59 car has actually left traffic.
And we're going to go to caution. That 21 sitting on the back straightaway, turn number 3.
Jimmy Lawrence in the 87 gets the jump. They're underway. The 88 car of Kevin Casper, who started in 8th position, going high, trying to maintain, taking advantage of the vulnerability of the 22 who got sideways. Hugh Bowser in that 22 was able to get him back under control, but now before losing positions to the 0-2 of Ray Perry. Perry now getting underneath Lawrence, looking to take 1st place. He does it, but not for long, and we've got a spill on the back straight, on turn 4. 0-3, 55 involved.
The 0-0 of Al Almonte also involved. He was the initial spin in that, and everybody's spinning to avoid him. Al Rodriguez waving the green flag. We're back underway. Lawrence trying to gain that top spot top. Darren has other ideas. Casper's still running 3rd. He's trying to get up there for throw and moves up to 4th. Bowser back to 5th. Casper looking to the inside of Lawrence. 1 lap to go for Perrin.
White flag is out. Ray Perrin in the 0-2, the clear lead. Absolutely nothing but him and fate between the checkered flag. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, your Formula 4 Dash for Cash feature winner, the 0-2 of Ray Perrin.
It's over.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for participating in our opening weekend, 1996, the 51st season for Seekonk Speedway. On behalf of Mrs. Irene Vendetti and the entire staff and management and the family of D. Anthony Vendetti, we thank you. For Kevin Boucher, I'm Pete Silva. Please take good care. Good night.
And top. The reason they had to add 400 pounds was...
You got 30 minutes to get out of here.
Oh, sorry. No, you're right. It's a Sunday show, but it's not a demo show.
I'm sorry.
The reason they had to add 400 pounds is the minimum weight requirements last year. Yes, we are.
Okay.